Hello everyone. Welcome to part 2 of LRDI section discussion of CAT 21 slot 2. So if you had not watched the part 1 of this video, I will be providing the link of that video in the description below. So before watching this video, please do watch that video where I had analyzed and solved two sets of LRDI section of CAT 21 slot 2. So this is Deepak Nemani, your LRDI mentor at Apex. So I have previously worked with big brands like L&T and SBI before joining Apex. I have teaching experience of like 6 years and I have mentored around 2500 plus students who were preparing for CAT. And I have personally taken CAT exam over the past few years and I had 99 plus percentile in the LRDI and quantitative aptitude sections of CAT. Now, before we dive into the video, if you find this video useful, please click on the like button. Please subscribe to our channel for more videos of this kind, and you can share this video among your friends who are preparing for CAT. So without any further delay, let's get started. Now coming to set 4. Ravi works in an online food delivery company. After each delivery, customers rate Ravi on each of the 4 parameters: behavior, packaging, hygiene and timeliness on a scale from 1 to 9. If the total of the 4 rating points is 25 or more, then Ravi gets a bonus of rupees 20 for that delivery. Additionally, a customer may or may not give Ravi a tip. If the customer gives a tip, it is either 30 rupees or 50 rupees. And one day, Ravi made 4 deliveries, one to each of Atal, Bihari, Chirag and Deepak, and received a total of 120 rupees in bonus and tips. He did not get both a bonus and a tip from the same customer. And the following additional facts are also known. So we are given with 6 statements. Now let's understand the data that is given to us in the first paragraph. Now these 4 persons, Atal, Bihari, Chirag and Deepak, can give ratings from 1 to 9 in these 4 parameters: behavior, packaging, hygiene and timeliness. Now it is also mentioned that Ravi had received a total of 120 rupees in bonus and tips. And he did not get both bonus and tip from the same customer. Now how can we have Ravi getting 120 rupees in total? So the only possible way is 20 plus 20 plus 30 plus 50. So we have Ravi receiving 2 bonuses and 2 tips. So 40 rupees in terms of bonus and the remaining 80 rupees, 30 plus 50 in tips. Now in these 6 statements, we are given with the information with respect to the ratings given by these 4 persons to Ravi in these 4 parameters: behavior, packaging, hygiene and timeliness. So in order to solve this set, I will be making a small table like this, and all we need to do is we need to insert these 6 statements into this table. Now let us see how. Now coming to first statement, in timeliness, Ravi received a total of 21 points. So the total number of points received by Ravi in timeliness is 21, and 3 of the customers gave him the same rating points in this parameter. So among these 4 persons, 3 persons gave the same rating points in timeliness, and it is also mentioned that Atal gave higher rating points than Bihari and Chirag in this parameter. So Atal's rating is different from Bihari's and Chirag's, right? So if I consider this as X, the ratings given by B, C and D should be Y, and X has to be greater than Y. And we are given that the sum of these 4 values is 21. So we have X plus 3Y is equal to 21, and the values that X and Y can take will be from 1 to 9. Now let's consider the maximum possible value of X. So if the value of X is 9, 9 plus 3Y is equal to 21, and the corresponding value of Y should be 12, 12 by 3, 4. Now if I consider the next value of X as 8, we will not be having integral value for Y. Similarly, if the value of X is 7, then also we do not have an integral value for Y. And if X is 6, then the value of Y will be 5. And if the value of X is 5, you do not have an integral value for Y. And if X is 3, the value of Y will be 6. But we also need to ensure that X has to be greater than Y. So this is not possible. So the values that X and Y can assume are, if X is equal to 9, Y has to be 4. And if X is equal to 6, Y has to be 5. Now coming to statement 2. Ravi received distinct rating points in packaging from the 4 customers, adding up to 29 points. So these 4 ratings are distinct and they add up to 29. Right? Now the maximum rating that Ravi can get from any of these customers is 9. The second maximum rating is 8, then 7, then 6. And these 4 add up to 30. But we do not have 30 here, we have 29 only. So So in order to get 29, I have to reduce one of these ratings by 1. Now I cannot reduce 9 by 1. If I reduce 9 by 1, this becomes 8 and you will not be having distinct ratings here. So I can only reduce 6 by 1. So the 4 ratings that these 4 persons had given in the packaging parameter should be 9, 8, 7 and 5. Right? And it is also mentioned that Ravi received distinct rating points in hygiene from 4 customers adding up to 26. So these 4 are also distinct and they add up to 26. Now Chirag gave the same rating points for packaging and hygiene. So if I consider this as C, this also has to be C. Now among the 4 customers, Bihari gave the highest rating points in packaging. So the highest rating given in packaging is 9 and that was given by Bihari. And Chirag gave the highest rating points in hygiene. So this should be the highest rating given by any of these 4 persons in hygiene. So if that's the case, the value of C can be either 8 or 7 or 5. And the ratings given by other 3 persons should be less than C. And they should add up to 26. Right. So that's only possible when the ratings are 8, 7, 6 and 5. So 8 plus 7 is 15, 15 plus 5, 20, 20 plus 6, 26. So the rating given by Chirag in packaging and hygiene is 8. Now we are done with 3 and 4. Now coming to statement 5. Everyone rated Ravi between 5 and 7 in behavior. So the ratings given by these 4 persons in behavior should be between 5 and 7. So that means the ratings given are 5, 6 and 7. Unique maximum and minimum ratings in this parameter were given by Atal and Deepak respectively. Right. So the maximum rating is given by Atal and the minimum by Deepak and these are unique. So if that's the case, this should be 7, this should be 5 and the ratings given by B and C should be 6 and 6. Now coming to 6th statement. If the customers are ranked based on the ratings given by them in individual parameters, then Atal's rank based on packaging is the same as that based on hygiene. This is also true for Deepak. Now let's find Atal's rank in the packaging parameter. Okay, so we have B giving the highest rating, then C. So Atal's rank can be either 3 or 4. Right? Now similarly, D's rank. Deepak's rank will be either 4 or 3. Right? So if Atal's rank is 3, then Deepak's rank will be 4. And if Atal's rank is 4, then Deepak's rank should be 3. Now in hygiene also, Atal's rank should be either 3 or 4 and Deepak's rank should be 4 or 3. Right? So the second rank in hygiene should be B's. So that means B had given a rating of 7 in the hygiene parameter. So the ratings given by A and D in the packaging parameter are 7 and 5 in any order and in the hygiene parameter is 6 and 5 in any order. And from the above paragraph, we have Ravi receiving 2 tips and 2 bonus. Now let's find the possible sum of the ratings given by Bihari and Chirag for Ravi. So 6 plus 9 is 15, 15 plus 7 is 22, 22 plus y and the value of y can be either 4 or 5. So the sum of all these 4 terms is crossing 25. Right? So if that's the case, I can say that Ravi had received bonus of rupees 20 from B. And here 6 plus 8, 14, 14 plus 8, 22, 22 plus 4 or 5. Okay, so here also we have Ravi receiving a bonus of rupees 20. So Ravi did not receive a tip from either B or C and Ravi did not receive a bonus from A or D. So if that's the case, the sum of all these 4 values should be less than 25. Now let's consider the minimum possible ratings that Ravi would have received from Atal in packaging and hygiene. So if that's the case, this should be 5 and this should be 5. Now 7 plus 5, 12, 12 plus 5 is 17 and if the value of x is 9, so we have 17 plus 9, 26 which is crossing 25 and if that's the case, Ravi should have received bonus because of the ratings given by Atal. Right? And we have considered the minimum values for packaging and hygiene. Right? So if I consider the minimum values here, then also considering the value of x as 9, Ravi will be receiving a bonus of 20 rupees because of the ratings given by Atal. And that should not be the case because we have Ravi receiving 2 tips and 2 bonuses. Right? So from here, I can conclude that the value of x cannot be 9 and the value of x should be 6. So if this is 6, y has to be 5, 5 and 5. And if Atal had received a rating of 7 in packaging parameter, he should have received 6 in the hygiene parameter because his rank should be same in these two parameters when all these 4 persons are arranged in the decreasing order of the ranks. Okay, so if this is 7, this should be 6, and if this is 5, this has to be 5. So the person who had given a rating of 7 in packaging would have given 6 in hygiene, and who had given 5 in packaging would have given 5 in hygiene as well. Okay, now if I consider 7 and 6, 7 plus 7, 14, 14 plus 12, 26. So in this case also, we have Ravi receiving a bonus of 20 rupees because of the ratings given by Atal. So I can say that Atal had given a rating of 5 and 5 in packaging and hygiene parameters, and the ratings given by Deepak in packaging and hygiene parameters should be 7 and 6. Okay, and the tip received by Ravi from Atal can be either 30 or 50. And if this is 30, this has to be 50, and if this is 50, this has to be 30. And this is what we can solve from the given information, and this completes the set. Now instead of that games and tournament set, if you had managed to solve this set and the data interpretation set, you would have answered 10 questions, and getting 27 to 30 marks in this paper would have fetched you 99 plus percentile. So getting 97 plus percentile in this slot is not that difficult, but getting 99 plus percentile in this slot is somewhat difficult compared to LRDI section of CAT 21 slot 1. Now moving ahead to set 2. 10 objects O1, O2, so on till O10 were distributed among A, B, C, D and E. Each item went to exactly one person, each person got exactly 2 of the items, and this pair of objects is called her or his bundle. The following table shows how each person values each object. So Amar values these 10 objects from O1 to O10 as 4, 9, 9, 3, 7, 3, 8, 7, 9 and 5. Same for the remaining 4 persons B, C, D and E. The value of any bundle by a person is the sum of that person's values of the objects in that bundle. A person X envies another person Y if X values Y's bundle more than X own bundle. Now to understand this statement, we are given with an example. For example, hypothetically suppose Amar's bundle consists of O1 and O2 and B's bundle consists of O3 and O4. Then Amar values his own bundle at 4 plus 9 which is 30 and B's bundle at 9 plus 3 which is 12. Hence Amar does not envy Bharat. On the other hand, B values his own bundle at 7 plus 5 which is equal to 12 and A's bundle at 5 plus 9 which is equal to 14. So hence B envies A, right? And the following facts are known about the actual distribution of the objects among the 5 people. So we are given with additional 6 statements, right? Now if someone's value for an object is 10, then she or he received that object. So I can say that O10 is received by E and O9 is received by B, and you have each person receiving only 2 objects. Objects O1, O2 and O3 were given to 3 different people. So they belong to 3 different bundles. Object O1 and O8 were given to different people. 3 people value their own bundles at 16. No one values her or his own bundle at a number higher than 16. So you have 3 persons valuing their bundle at 16. Now you cannot have any of these 5 persons valuing their own bundle for a value more than 16. Right? You can have A valuing B's bundle for a number more than 16. But you cannot have any of these 5 persons valuing their own bundles for a value more than 16. That's not possible. D values her own bundle at an odd number. So this is definitely not 16. All others values their own bundles at an even number. Some people who value their own bundles less than 16 envy some other people who value their own bundle at 16. No one else envies others. Now you have some people envying others. Who are those people? Who value their own bundles less than 16. So we have 3 persons who value their own bundles at 16. These 3 persons do not envy anyone, right? So the person who values his or her bundle at a value less than 16, he envies some other person. Now whose value of his own bundle is 16. Now the values of the bundles of A, B, C and E all should be even numbers. Since B got O9, so the value of his other object should be also an even number. So that cannot be 5, that cannot be 9, that cannot be 7, that cannot be 5, can't be 5. can't be 3, can be 6, can't be 8 because the value of his own bundle is exceeding 16. So this is not possible, this is not possible. So we have B receiving objects 7 and 9. Okay, so the sum of these two is 16. So B values his own bundle for 16. Now coming to LIs. So this should also be an even number. Okay, so that can be 2, cannot be 8, cannot be 9, cannot be 5, can be 6, cannot be 5, can be 6, cannot be 3, cannot be 7. Right? So out of these 3 persons, one person is B. Now we need to identify the remaining 2. Now A's value of object 7 is 8 and A's value of object 9 is 9. So 8 plus 9, this is exceeding 16. And we know that A's value of his own bundle can't exceed 16. So this will be less than or equal to 16 because you do not have anyone valuing his or her own bundle at a number higher than 16. So if that's the case, A's value of B's bundle is 17. So we have A envying B. So if we have A envying B, I can say that A's value of his own bundle should be less than 16. So if that's the case, B's value of his bundle is 16, C's value of his bundle is 16 and E's value of his bundle is 16. So this cannot be 2. So this can be either object 5 or object 7. Now if we have B receiving object 7 and object 9, you cannot have any other person receiving object 7 and object 9. Now since we have E receiving object 10, no other person would be receiving object 10. And if that's the case, E received object 5 and object 10. So these two are the objects received by E. So you cannot have anyone receiving object 5. And it is also mentioned that objects O1, O2 and O3 were given to 3 different people. So we are left with A, C and D, and one of them should be receiving O1, the second person should be receiving O2 and the third person should be receiving O3. Right? Now Charles' value of O1, O2, O3 is 8. And Disha's value of O1, O2, O3 is 8. And Disha's value of her own bundle is an odd number. So if that's the case, this cannot be 4. So that can be either O4 or O6. Right? Now Charles' value of his bundle is 16. So it will be one of the 8s among these 3 and O8. Now if we have Charles receiving object 8, you cannot have him receiving object 1. So Charles would have received either object 2 or object 3 and object 8. So he did not receive object 4 or object 6. And now coming to Amar, Amar would have received one of object 1, 2 and 3 and one between object 4 and object 6. So if you observe, these two are odd numbers. So for the sum to be even, Amar should have received an object whose value is an odd number. So that cannot be object 1. So if that is the case, D received object 1. So if we have D receiving object 1, D did not receive object 2 and object 3. And the second object received by D should be either O4 or O6. Right? So Amar would have received one between O2 and O3 and the second object can be either O4 or O6. And now we need to determine the second object received by Amar and Disha. So for that, it is given that some people who value their own bundles less than 60 envy some other people who value their own bundle at 16. No one else envies others. Okay, you cannot have any other person envying others. Okay, now let's consider A and C. Now if I consider that A received object 4. Now if I consider A received object 4, okay, the value of A's bundle will be 12. If that's the case, D's bundle would be 8 plus 3, 11. And D's value of A's bundle will be 8 plus 5, which will be 13. Now, if that's the case, we have D envying A. And that should not be the case. Because we have people who value their own bundles less than 60 envying some other people who value their own bundle at 16. So you cannot have two persons whose value of their own bundles is less than 60 envying between them. So that's not possible, right? So to be in line with that statement, D should be receiving object 4 and A should be receiving object 6. So if I consider this, now D's value of her bundle will be 8 plus 5, which is 13. And D's value of A's bundle is 8 plus 3, again 11, which is less than 30, and you do not have D envying A. Now let's look at the questions. What best can be said about object 8? Object 8 is received by, or object 8 was given to Charles. So the answer for this question should be option C. Who among the following envies someone else? So we have A envying B. So the answer for this question should be option C. Now what is Amar's value for his own bundle? 12. Object O4 was given to Disha. So it should be option D. Object O5 was given to, it should be option B. Now what best can be said about the distribution of object 1? It was given to Disha. So the answer for this question should be option A. So except for the persons receiving object 2 and object 3, we have all the information with respect to these 5 persons and the objects that they had received. And this completes the set. So you need to do this much to solve this question, and doing this much in the actual CAT exam under time pressure, that's not an easy task, right? And the key to solving this question is identifying that A envies B. So if you had not identified that, you won't be moving anywhere with the given information. So thank you guys. So if you find this video useful, please click the like button. For more videos of this kind, please subscribe to our channel, and please don't forget to share this video with your friends who are preparing for CAT. So see you in the next video, where I will be analyzing and solving LRDI section of CAT 21 slot 3.